Hey guys, and welcome to the Pop Voice, where we give you all the latest on all things pop culture. I'm Amanda Macolino, and I'm joined by some special guests today for a little Bachelor recap episode. I'm here with Elizabeth Hadley and Kristina Matos-Osorio. So we're basically just going to be breaking down like the entire season of The Bachelor, leading up to like who the Bachelorette is now and our thoughts, just basically on everything. So
we have some thoughts.
We have some thoughts. We've been talking about this forever, so we were just like, let's make it into an episode. So sure. I feel like we should start with like night one, kind of, our thoughts.
Colton season.
Or even like just what we thought. Like, did you guys want Colton to be the Bachelor? What did you think?
I'm gonna be honest, I did not watch last season of The Bachelorette, so
No,
I
didn't
had
either.
no idea who he was.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, he's cute. Like, he seems genuine. He seems like down to earth, whatever. And I didn't even know if I was going to watch this season.
Yeah.
And I had like a free day, and I was like, what should I watch? And I started watching, and I thought it was good, so I just kept watching. Glad I did. It was a good season.
No, totally. What did you think?
For me, I watched Becca's season, and I saw him on there. But like, I just didn't think he was genuine.
Yeah.
And then I saw him on Paradise. I'm like, oh, he's a player.
Yeah.
So when I saw that he was announced for The Bachelor, I was like really surprised. I was expecting maybe like Jason or Blake.
Yeah, see, like, I'm kind of like Liz's situation. I didn't watch Becca's season fully. I watched like the first couple of episodes. I knew who Colton was because like I knew that he dated Ali Raisman before he was on The Bachelorette. And then I watched Bachelor in Paradise. That's like my favorite out of all of them. So I was like, oh, I should watch at least a little bit of Becca so I know who's going to be on. So then I knew immediately with the whole Tia Colton stuff, I knew he was going to be the Bachelor just because it reminded me of the whole Nick Viall thing. And like they turned him from a villain to like everyone loves him and wants him to be the Bachelor, even though that season was something else too.
His whole like I'm a virgin.
Yeah,
like, that whole
exactly.
plot
I
line.
knew I was like, oh, the producers are gonna love this. So like I knew
Great content.
Great content, quality content.
Quality TV.
But like I knew from that moment, I was like, it'll definitely be interesting. And not gonna lie, like, you know, Chris Harrison always says like, oh, this is gonna be the most dramatic season yet.
I think it was.
I really think he lived up to his word finally.
Yeah.
We saw him at the end break into a brisk jog, and that's all I needed in life. Chris Harrison waking up out of bed and just like, Colton's gonna jump a fence.
In
Where
his
are
jeans,
you?
like-
And he's in his jeans like, Colton. Oh, it made my life.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so let's go back to like night one. Who were the people that kind of stuck out to you? If you could like remember, because I feel like it was so long ago at
It was
this
so
point.
long ago.
The sloth.
The sloth. She's
From Boston.
Yeah. She went home night one,
I'm
right?
surprised. I
Yeah.
thought with the costume, I thought that was definitely gonna secure her
Yeah,
spot
like
in the
who
show.
was it? Alexis came in with the shark on whose season
Dolphin.
was that? Or the dolphin, dolphin shark. On whose season was that? Nick's season. That was Nick's season.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
she came in. I feel like whoever comes in with a costume is always remembered. So I was shocked that he sent her home for night one. But I liked. I'm not gonna lie, I like Demi's intro. And she's like, I haven't dated a virgin since I was 12.
Yeah,
I'll try
that
it
was
again.
so funny.
I think for me, who stood out a lot too was, it sounds kind of weird, but like because of like how gorgeous they were. Tasha and Hannah G. I was like, definitely they're staying here for the long run.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Totally.
Oh my gosh.
And just the way he was talking to her.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. And even like Cassie, like with
Yeah.
her butterflies, and then I just remember her walking into the house and him like standing there staring at her, just being like, wow. And I was like, he likes her. Like it was just something like right off the bat, I think that he saw in her. Like
Totally.
even before we got to know her.
Oh no, totally. And I think too, so let's go to the first date because I'm still not like, I'm
You
still
mean
not over this.
Cassie and Colton's first date?
No, Hannah B was
Oh,
the first date
yeah.
of the whole season.
And he was like gonna
and
kick
he
her
wanted
off.
to send her home. And I'm shocked that he didn't.
I think he
because
definitely could.
I think he definitely should have.
Yeah.
And like he kind of found like a reason for her to stay. I feel like maybe the producers were just like, no, keep her.
Keep her a little bit longer.
Yeah, because like she couldn't make that toast.
No, not at
she
all.
couldn't make that toast. It was so awkward.
She even said it in After the Final Rose. She was
Yeah.
like, hopefully I'll be better at making toast.
Yeah, like she was not good, and then she just wasn't like opening up at all, and
Nope.
was like talking about herself and kept saying,
And kept
"Oh, it's
giggling.
my birthday, it's my birthday," and just like, we got it.
We get it.
Yeah.
It's your birthday. happy birthday. Let's move on.
Literally.
Oh, I want you to tell me something. I want you to he's always like looking for like basically what happened traumatically to you when you were a child.
Literally,
And
yes.
she's like, nothing really. And she goes, well, I wanted to be a virgin till marriage, but then I got a boyfriend and like I didn't. And he's like, thank you. And it's just like,
Thank
what?
you for sharing
That was
that.
Like, thank you for sharing. And then he like gets the rose, and I was like, I looked at my roommate and I was like, you're kidding. I was like, what?
That was
That's
nothing.
the definition of opening up.
Yeah.
And I was like, she should have went home still. I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. But
And then
I
they
thought
never
I didn't
had-
like her from that point on.
And they never had chemistry like after
No,
that.
definitely not.
She hung out with Demi more than she hung out with him. Like Hannah Beast in the woods and everything. Like you're just here to make people laugh at this point.
I didn't like how they portrayed Hannah B from there on. I don't know. I didn't think she was going to be the Bachelorette because of that.
I thought it was gonna be Kaylin
Yeah.
or Hannah G.
Totally.
Kaylin just because she was the pageant girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that kind of goes along with now how Hannah B is the Bachelorette.
Totally.
But I think,
Yeah.
Okay, and the whole storyline with Kaylin and Hannah.
Exactly,
With
yeah.
their like mad at each other because of
Like-
something that happened in the pageant. Like we didn't even learn about that at all. Like they
No.
didn't bring it up at all. And then all
They
of
were
a sudden they were
shady
like,
about it. And
Yeah.
then they're just like, you know what? It's okay. We're
Yeah.
fine. And
They're
like
like, "Can we
Hannah
talk?"
B is just like, Kaylin is not who she says she is, and is
then
like
it was the
saying
other
all
way
this
around.
stuff. And then Hannah B is and like the person that you think she is, and just like,
like-
who isn't who they are.
Yeah,
Like,
literally,
what?
literally.
It was so confusing.
and it was like,
Then they
I still don't know what happened like
no,
between them
they
at
never
all.
said anything. Kaylin was like, oh, I like in those situations, like all those high energy situations, I like kind of like go in my shell and I'm a different person in a way, and I'm just like,
Why do you do
like,
pageants?
you're
That's
quiet?
literally what
I
they
was like,
are.
I was like, yeah, it didn't make sense to me, but I did like though. I loved her date with Colton. I liked her with Colton.
Kaylin?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
liked
too.
her with Colton. I really liked that. Well, here's my thing with Colton. Here's my thing with him though. I think he's good, or at least up until he jumped the fence. He's good in situations where like someone's gonna tell you something like serious
Really
that happened
personal,
in the
yeah.
really personal. I thought he was really good at handling that stuff. Like with the whole Kaylin opening up about being, she was raped essentially, right? Yeah,
Right,
she was
she
raped
was, yeah.
at a college party, and there's pictures taken of her, and like the hospital,
Yeah.
the first hospital turned her away, and then the second hospital said it was too late for her to get a rape kit. Just like, and especially with, I love how he responded, and he was like,
Yeah.
well, my ex-girlfriend was Allie Raisman. She opened up to me about everything
Yeah.
that happened with her before she opened up to the public, and I just want to let you know that you're brave for telling me, and that you didn't need to tell me that right away, but you did, and I respect you for that. Because I
And
feel
even like social media following that like
Amazing.
was so great.
and I thought The Bachelor itself, like the whole show, handled that really well
Very
too.
well,
Because
yeah.
I feel like in the past, like if it was earlier, I feel like they would have spun it into something and it would just been disrespectful. I really thought they did good, and I thought in that situation, Colton was like the perfect Bachelor for
Yeah.
that. Because
Yeah.
I just picture like what would Nick Viall or like Chris say?
Oh my
Like
God.
Ben Higgins would handle it like a champ, because
Yeah.
Ben Higgins is my number one, always
I
will be.
The greatest
love
Bachelor
him.
ever.
I
The
love
greatest
him.
Bachelor ever. The Bachelor, he's the Bachelor husband.
I'm
of
really partial
everyone.
to Sean Lowe as well, I'm not gonna lie.
See, I
that was
didn't
my
like
first
Sean Lowe.
season. That was my
Okay.
first season. I'm obsessed with their kids. Like
Yeah.
just
See, I never,
love them.
I didn't see Sean Lowe's season. I started with Andy's season. So like Chris was like the first guy. Yeah, it was Chris was the first guy
That
after
was a
that.
terrible
And that was just the season itself. But like, I feel like Chris would have been like, thank you for sharing. You know, like
Ari, I love that.
Literally,
I love that.
Spot on.
I'm surprised Colton didn't say something like, nailed it. Like, he
Actually,
just
I've been saying that quite often now.
I know. I catch myself saying it too.
nailed
Nailed it. But
Yeah. I feel like Colton wants somebody he can like take care of.
yeah. And I feel like
Cassie, like, have you noticed she's kind of immature.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he wants someone he can like honestly, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, he
Yeah.
wants to be like their like caretaker, you
Yeah.
know? Like with Cassie, like even like going after her and like hugging her, like all of that. Like it was just like he wanted to like comfort her. Like I
Yeah.
think he like wanted that. I don't know.
Exactly. But one person I think, I don't know, I have split feelings on her, is Demi. I feel like we can't do this without talking about her.
Oh, we have to talk about her.
I'll say my opinion, and I know you guys probably aren't going to agree, but at the end, she was different, in my opinion, than Corinne because she was fully there. Like, obviously, that was basically her audition for Bachelor in Paradise, but at the end of the day, you do have to respect that she was there for Colton the whole time and was like, she didn't care if she didn't make friends because, like, at the end of the day, she wanted to be with Colton. I saw her really liking him.
I don't think that.
Really?
I think, comparing her to Corinne, I think Corinne was way more herself. And you could see that.
That's true.
She wasn't acting. That's really who she is. And with Demi, it was all like a show.
Even
like,
her
everything
voice.
that she did, everything that she said, she made sure that it like was out there.
Yeah, and even her voice too, like the way she like phrased things and the way she like raised her voice higher, like
the stuff that she said, like no other person would say that if they weren't auditioning to be in Paradise. Like she was, I don't think she was there for Colton. I think she was clearly there to be on Paradise.
Maybe she thought she was going to be, and then she like got in the situation and was like, no, I'm just gonna have fun because she's young. She's just young.
She's
like
23.
She's 1 year older than me.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near ready for marriage.
No,
like at all. Like, how are you?
No, exactly, and it's just. I was kind of really excited for her at the beginning, like when they showed, you know, like in the first episode, they showed like everyone in their hometowns and stuff.
Yeah.
Like her whole story with her mom, like being in jail and everything. I was like, ooh, she's gonna be good. Like I really liked her and the way they portrayed her there, and I think she was going in a different way, and then she just turned into being a Bachelor in Paradise audition tape.
And I think with
but I did like her at the beginning.
And I think with that, I think she definitely has like a lot of insecurities.
Yeah.
And like that's why she acts the way that she does.
Absolutely.
And that's the one way that she can like hide it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think a lot of the show, like we don't know like most of what's going on in the house. Like we don't know like a lot that happens on the dates. We don't know a lot that's going on in Colton's mind. Like so, the way that the show like is portrayed, I feel like it can sometimes be so different than like what's really happening. I don't know. I've been thinking about that a lot lately with all my like, with all the training we've been getting here at school and like at work and stuff. Like the producers, the EPs, like the writers. It's just like wild how much goes into it. It really is.
Yeah, I was reading this article on Entertainment Weekly. This was the first year that they opened up the first night for reporters and stuff to go to the first night of filming.
No way.
So they did like this really like I recommend it to anyone. I'll put it in the link in the bio. But like it's so cool. I found it so fascinating. They like broke it down by like at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like they show up in the first limo and like and the producers like oh follow red dress, she's going to see him for the 3rd time, like go stay with her, like just seeing how they like do stuff. And turns out like I guess all the girls like go to the producers with what they want to do for like the first like when they first meet him, and the producers will tweak it based on like is it TV ready, like what can make it better for it. So which I didn't know. I thought that was really fascinating, and like all the stuff that there's so much more that they say with like how the producers handle stuff. So I just think that first night alone you get a really good idea of like how they handle it. And like
definitely.
Normally, I've seen other bachelors and bachelorettes, they've said like they know by like the 3rd week who they want at the end.
Yeah, I read with like Jared when he was on, who was Jared on?
Jared was on Caitlyn's
when
season.
Caitlyn like did not want to keep him on. Like Caitlyn, the producers told her like we want him on Paradise, we just need him like a couple more weeks, like keep him on. And she like did, like and then I listened in his podcast with Jared. He was like, yeah, they told me after Caitlyn kicked me off and I wasn't even sad, they were like, pretend to cry, like it'll be really good for like a promo of Paradise.
Do you think they know that though? Like when the producers ask the Bachelor, Bachelorette to keep them on just like a little bit longer, do you think like the other people know that?
I feel
they
like
must have an idea.
They have
like
to.
you know when it's like clicking.
Yeah, and like one thing too, Rachel Lindsay was just on Nick Vile's podcast, and she was saying how by the 3rd or 2nd week, like she knew Nick was obsessed with Vanessa, and Vanessa really, really liked Nick, and she was telling producers from week 3 on that she wanted to go home. Like every week, she's like, I want to go home. I don't want to be here. Like he's not gonna pick me. Why am I here? but like they kept her on because they wanted her to be the Bachelorette.
I was so happy with that decision.
No, I thought that was great. I loved her.
That was the first time I wanted my first choice to be like a Bachelor, Bachelorette, and it was her, and I was
awesome.
So excited for her season. I was like, she's the first black Bachelorette. You know, she's like real.
Yeah,
She's not fake.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think like all the guys that on her season were like interesting characters.
No, definitely. And I like that she didn't take the BS and the drama from people. If they started something like Wabam guy, she
shut it down. Yeah,
she shut it down. She sent him home after he was starting to be all weird and dramatic. Like she didn't handle it, and I thought. I think Colton did an okay job with it. Cause I take it back a little bit because like there was no 2-on-1 this season.
Yes.
There's no 2-on-1.
Except for after Heather sent herself home.
True.
In Colorado, and then it was just Kirpa and Cassie. Yeah. And then, exactly.
Yeah, because they could have made, I thought they were going to do Kayla and Hannah B as the 2-on-1.
That would have been an obvious
And then they
choice.
resolved that.
Or
and then I thought
Courtney and Demi.
They could have done,
Anyeka
and Nicole. I thought it was going to be them two. So I was so happy that when they spent an hour fighting for no reason, that he just sent them both home straight away. He's like, I'm not doing this.
That was great.
They're not here for me. They're done.
Anyeka is another person who I think was just strictly wanting to go on Paradise.
Strictly wanting to
go on Paradise. She had no interest in Colton. When she got
not
sent home, she was like, oh, okay, whatever.
And did you see her, like, beginning of every date, too? She would, like, sprint up to him, like, hug him, wrap her legs around him, like, every date. I'm like, you're doing this to get on air. Like,
it's ridiculous. I just didn't like her. There's just something about her. She's just a flat out bully. And I hated her on the women tell-all.
I had to side with Nicole.
Totally.
Like, it was obvious. You were saying one thing, like, you're not a bully, but then you're saying that she's like, you know, like, calling her different stuff and like.
Exactly.
And what was with the whole plot line this season of like, there are people here who aren't ready. Like, just be careful. There's people who aren't ready. Like, why don't you just say who?
Yeah, I mean, but like clearly they were telling the truth.
I mean,
I wish.
But I agree. They could have said like who. Just say the name. I mean, it would have started a lot of drama, but
earlier on,
I think it would have helped Colton, even though I think he knew who they were talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, he definitely did. But like, just say who you're leaving. Like, it doesn't matter.
I don't like how he handled, or I don't like how Tayshia and Kirpa handled the Kaylin Cassie drama thing, saying like, oh, they're not here for the right reasons. They want to be on The Bachelorette. Like, I get that conversation because they were saying obviously, and after the final rose that did happen, and they did have that conversation. But at first they were just saying, I don't think they should be here, and it was like they were making it seem like they said something that they don't flat out, they don't want to be here, and they never said that. Tayshia and Kirpa were just thinking that, like, I don't think they're ready, but they would like tell Colton like, oh, they're not ready. But they would never say, no, it's just what I think, though. It's just my opinion. They never told him that was my opinion.
But going back to
what I didn't like.
I'm gonna have to disagree, because like going back to like what Katie, going back to like what Katie was saying, like how she overheard Kaylin and Cassie talking about being the Bachelorette, and that was all cleared out.
Oh no, I totally
after the final rose and stuff, or the women tell all.
Yeah.
And I think I had to side with Tayshia and Kirpa. I think because they didn't go out of their way to tell Colton, like, hey, these girls aren't ready.
Yeah.
Colton asked them, like, who do you think, you know?
Yeah.
And
that's true.
They weren't going to say, oh, I'm not going to say. They obviously were going to have to say something.
Right.
That's true.
I mean,
that's true,
sense.
yeah.
No, I can see that. Because it was, I saw it in the moment as just like, I hated that they kept saying, I think Cassie and Kaylin are here. Because then they said because they heard the conversation. Yeah. But for the first hour of that episode
you have
something,
no
they
idea.
were just saying, I think it's just my opinion, but I don't think that they're ready yet. And
so then it made it seem like when they said that, it was like a lie or something.
Like, show me the footage. Because Caitlin Bristow was live tweeting that episode, I remember, and she was just like, as someone that has done 2 seasons of this, they have cameras on you 24/7. Show me the conversation. Yeah. Show me when they said that. And like, obviously, Kaylin confirmed that they did talk about that and like what they said about that, which is also why I think she didn't get the Bachelorette. I think at the end too, but we'll get to that later. But like, I think that was a big thing. I don't know.
Yeah. We have to talk about this fence jump. Not like
I'm ready.
We have to talk about it.
Oh, of course.
The infamous
because it
friendship.
was trending on Twitter. It was like number 5 like trending that night.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was the first 5 spots in trending on Twitter
It
because
was like hashtag Colton jumps the fence or whatever.
hashtag fence, hashtag Colton, hashtag Chris Harrison.
The jump.
Where
Yeah, literally.
Hashtag the jump.
Hashtag the jump.
Like that was more important than anything else going
Literally,
on.
like the Virgin storyline was just gone.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause that was Fantasy Suites week.
Yeah.
Who cares? The best part was like no one cares that Tayshia is like on this first like
Literally.
Fantasy Suite date.
And
because
Hannah
we
G
know the
was
Colton
nowhere
jump-
to
or
be
the
found.
fence jump is coming. Hannah G was just not there for a solid 2 weeks. She was just gone.
Literally.
And I was like, where is she? Like,
What
is she doing?
Yeah, like I
this
wonder.
poor girl thought the whole time, oh, maybe he's like surprised. He wants to see me early.
I
Like,
know. Oh, I
broke
felt so
my
bad
heart.
for her that night.
broke
But
my
yeah,
heart.
the fence jump. Like, Cassie. Okay, can you believe they flew her dad out there?
That was extra.
Like, they flew
That was
him
extra.
from Huntington Beach, California, to Portugal.
The only one that didn't get the blessing, and then he still didn't like Colton.
I think if it wasn't for him, Cassie's dad, I think
was
she
safe.
wouldn't have been as confused as she was.
Yeah.
And
I think he really confused.
But I think also that like her dad helped her realize like maybe you know what, I'm not ready for this at all.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm only 23.
Like I'm not ready
Literally.
to get engaged. Like he played off of her like not sureness, her insecurities about like not wanting to be there yet. And I think she really like listened to that.
Totally.
And she was like, maybe I'm not ready. I don't know what I'm thinking.
And then she's probably also
So then-
thinking like, my dad has known me forever. Like, my
Yeah.
dad knows me really well. Like,
should
maybe,
listen to
yeah,
him.
right. Yeah.
So when I feel like she was still just didn't have her thoughts together when the date started, and like it just really freaked her out when like Colton was just like, yeah, your dad didn't give me your blessing. That was like the first like, oh my God, wait, what?
Right.
Because she was like low key, like pretty rude to her dad on Hometowns.
Oh my gosh.
When
That was so irritating.
It was like trying to pressure him to like him. And I just
She
I don't
was
know.
very rude that night, actually.
She was very
yeah.
rude that night.
She's
now
like,
that I
okay,
think
Dad,
about
I
it.
get it.
Like, and she just really liked the idea of being with Colton, and I like them, but like I didn't like that Colton literally got to the point when Cassie was just like, I'm going home, like I was gonna tell you that I'm leaving, and he was just like, we don't have to get engaged at the end of this,
Yeah.
we don't have to do this, and I'm just
He
like,
was
Colton, you've
basically
been
like-
saying that since day one that you're
Yeah.
not getting
He
engaged
wants
at the
to
end
be
of this.
engaged.
Yeah.
He wants to be engaged, so why are you dropping everything for this girl when you
And then
have
he-
2 other people that already said, I love you.
Right.
I'm ready.
You know,
to
like,
They
be
were
I'm ready.
basically ready to be engaged. And
Yeah.
then she's like, we don't have to, I'm not ready to be engaged. And he's like, okay, well, we don't have to be engaged.
Yeah,
like,
he goes,
literally
okay,
like,
no, I'll drop
flips
everything.
a switch.
Yeah.
And then although I think it was Cassie and Hannah G are the same age, both 23, I think
Yeah.
Hannah G's like maturity level
Oh, yeah.
was
Way up here.
way up. Like
Way up.
Like
And that goes
she
back-
was ready to be engaged,
that
and I
definitely-
could see that. And
Right.
that was like real.
And that goes back to the whole, he wants to take care of someone. Hannah G doesn't need to be taken care of.
No.
She is a strong, independent woman.
Yes.
She shut
Cassie-
him down
Cassie
after the
needs-
final rose.
Yeah, oh yeah. Cassie needs validation. Cassie
Yeah.
needs someone to tell her that she's enough. That's what Colton wanted.
Yeah.
It's so evident, especially
evident.
that last episode. I was like, that's why he loves her. Like,
No.
because he wants to take care of someone.
Yep. And
That's-
he doesn't want someone that's stronger than him.
Right.
Like, I don't know. You know
Hannah
what I
G and
mean?
Tasha were.
Yeah, like
Tasha,
Tasha.
100%.
I loved
Oh,
how
yeah.
she handled her conversation with him.
After the final rose?
Yeah.
Amazing.
But I also love how Hannah G did it. And she just was just like,
She was
I want
rude.
someone to jump a fence for me.
Yeah.
See, I liked her though.
No, but she was a
putting in-
good rude.
She was a good rude where she was just like, these are the questions that I didn't get
Yeah.
answered, and you basically like, what did she say? You're doing this to me, even though.
That's
What
what
was that?
Cassie did to you.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I was like, go off.
And then
Yeah.
she's like, I want someone to jump a fence for me. And then she's like, and I deserve someone to like jump a fence for me or whatever.
Exactly.
She was like, I deserve someone to love me as much as that. And I was like, yes, you do. Like,
Yeah.
you are awesome.
She was preaching the truth, and like, I think Tasha's, I don't want to say mature because I don't think that's the right word, but like, Tasha's already had the experience of being married
Right.
once, so I
Yeah.
felt like she didn't have that like emotion. Like she's already past that.
Yeah.
So I feel like Hannah G, like, not like the 23-year-old self in her, but it's also just like it was still pretty new, and she hasn't
It
seen
was,
him since.
yeah.
And like he just hops out of nowhere and he's just like, I'm staying with Cassie. I told her I love her. I sent Tayshia home. I'm basically about to send you home. I love you. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I love you.
I can't love two people at once.
I can't love two people at once.
That was a whole thing.
Like, I never wanted to do this to you. You still make me feel like home. And I was like, dude, you're bringing me back to Ben Higgins when he said to JoJo and Lauren B that he loved them both.
Yeah, and with that situation, when Colton was dumping Hannah G, I was like, oh, for sure, she's gonna be the Bachelorette. I think her and Tayshia were definitely my top picks for the Bachelorette, and I wanted them to be the Bachelorette so bad, so that they could have that opportunity.
Hannah G would have been amazing. She would have handled that so well.
Yeah, so let's talk about that because I read an article and they said that the 5 people that they were thinking of to be the Bachelorette this next season were all from Colton's season, and it was Demi, it was Kaylin, it was Hannah G, and Tayshia. Those were the 5.
Okay.
They weren't even considering people from past seasons because they didn't want something to happen like how Ari's season turned out, because nobody knew who Ari was.
True.
I know I didn't.
I didn't watch that one.
Like, who is this
rando? Everyone auditioned to be on that show for Peter, and it was so obvious that everyone was there for Peter, and at that point they were just getting ready to like become an influencer and using that as their audition to become an influencer for Bachelor in Paradise, because nobody wanted Ari.
Exactly.
And I think they were nervous that that was going to happen again. But like my top 2, like, and me and Kristina have talked about it, was we loved Christina Schulman from Nick's season and Bachelor in Paradise, because Dean did her dirty and she needed to get her revenge. She needs to find love.
I was rooting for Kristina just because we have the same name.
Right.
That's it.
That would have been amazing.
The same way too.
Yeah.
But like the other girl,
she deserves it.
No, totally. And I think the other girl that deserves it too was Danielle Maltby, also from Nick's season. I loved her, so sweet. She's had like a lot of drama and stuff with like after The Bachelor and stuff too. So I think that she would deserve it too. But I do see where they're coming from. They don't want to risk it yet because they already brought a blast from the past and it didn't work.
Yes.
But like, I was really shocked to hear about Demi, and I was like, did I read that wrong? And I guess they were just like, oh well, the show's been on for a while, so we thought about switching it up. But I was just like, the show's
I think that would have ruined it.
Exactly, and I think the show's about getting engaged at the end. And she's 23. She's not going to take it as seriously.
She wants an adventure.
She wants an adventure.
She does not
That's
want.
what she would use it for.
Right. Right.
You know,
she would pick like the most exotic locations to go to for the like weeks away. She would not want the dates to be like anything except like bungee jumping and like jumping out of a plane. Like she truly just wants like a story.
Yeah, and I really liked Hannah G, loved Hannah G, but I feel like they didn't pick her because there wasn't enough to her.
Not enough screen time.
Not enough screen time for her to like. I just because they do
and
like Becca's like, oh, let's do the damn thing, and Colton's like, I'm a virgin. Like, Hannah's like, I had my heart broken and I didn't see Colton for 2 weeks.
Except at the very end, we didn't really get much depth out of her.
Exactly. I
like,
think that's what was
only
missing.
That very last episode did we really get, or the second to last episode.
Exactly. And then with Tayshia, I know Tayshia was your top pick.
Oh, yes.
But like the thing that
she was great.
Yeah, she was great, but the one thing that I think the reason that they didn't pick her was because she did start the drama with Kaylin and Cassie at the end.
Yeah, she
and
did.
I feel like that's also like what she said, even though it was true. I think that's why they didn't pick Kaylin either, because like she said, if I don't get with Colton at the end, I would want to be the Bachelorette. So like if they gave her the Bachelorette, I feel like that would kind of be like, oh, I don't know.
Like the producers rigged this or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like I feel like less people would tune in because of it. Even though I thought until she made that comment,
she would have been.
She was my number one.
No,
and since Hannah B was chosen as the Bachelorette, I don't know how I feel about the season.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to watch it
I'm not
because like
excited for it. I'm gonna have to watch it because I want to like stay up to date with all the men for Paradise.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna be excited to watch it.
Yeah.
Unless there's something big happens.
I really think she was like, I think out of the 5, I think she was the 4th choice.
Yeah.
Actually, I honestly feel like Demi was before her for some reason. I don't know. But like, girl can't form a sentence.
No.
She can't speak. They're gonna have to do so much editing on her
I
season
think
to
they
like do all those. They have to give like long monologues.
Yeah.
Girl couldn't give a toast like 3
times. She says like every other word.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know, I'm like, spit it out.
Spit it out.
What are you trying to say here?
What are you doing? And you could tell like the one that she gave the rose to, Cam, he was there for Hannah G. He did a rap. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, the rap. wrap. I know.
I should have known.
And so
I guess we're gonna have to tune in. That's gonna start May 13th.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how it goes. They're already started filming.
Yeah.
They're in Newport, Rhode Island this weekend. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
She's not from Newport, so I'm wondering what they're gonna do there.
I feel like for me, her season might be a little boring, but depending on like what happens, I think it'll be good.
No.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
To be honest.
I have hope.
I think they'll do some training with her, and I think she'll learn like what is needed, and she'll learn how to give a toast and like how to.
They're gonna put her through that.
Yeah, she'll definitely need the training, and I will say during the after the final rose, I did appreciate how when she was handing out the roses, she's like, oh, I don't know how to do this. Like I thought that was nice. Like okay, you're real. Like. You don't know everything. Like that was good. That was good. So I hope she keps that up.
Exactly.
I'm obviously gonna watch.
No, who isn't? We're obviously gonna watch. The drama's there. It'll always be there. So each season's different. So we'll just see how this one goes.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to recap after that.
Oh, totally. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Ready for paradise.
Yes.
Ready for paradise. It'll be in August. I'm ready. But that's all we have for you today on Pop Voice. We'll see you next time for all things pop culture. I'm Amanda.
I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Kristina.
We'll see you next time.
Have a good day.
Bye.